Alright guys, what is up? You are back for another video at DataZero. This video is not financial advice, should not be taken as such. Please do your own research and due diligence before buying any stock or crypto asset. This is your weekly outlook and prediction for stocks and crypto. And ladies and gentlemen, this week is going to truly be insane, filled with volatility. And of course, we got to talk about ARON. He strikes again. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. But let's go ahead and hop right into it. So, first thing we got to talk about, we're going to be talking about the meme stocks, then stock market, and then crypto market. Meme stocks first. Main thing that we need to talk about. ARON, ladies and gentlemen. I told you guys something was cooking up in the background, man. Radio silence from ARON. Wasn't tweeting about Fantastic Four, how it was doing numbers. Wasn't tweeting about how Superman was #1 at the box office, which I do have some Superman numbers for you and Fantastic Four numbers for you guys. But we got a recent 8K filing here from ARON. Now, I broke it down in detail on the live stream, so I'm not going to break it down in detail on this video because it would take too long. If you want to check out the live stream, you guys can. Basically entered it into AI and broke it down into a few key points of what's going on. So the equitization of the debt, and then also the transaction was supported mostly by everybody, and then also the legislation resolution. What does that mean? So I'm going to let you guys know exactly what this means. Good things and bad things, in my personal opinion. You guys can let me know what you think about it in the comments down below. Legislation resolution. This means the full resolution of the legislation with the shareholders of AMC 7.5 senior notes, secured notes. That lawsuit was resolved. It was done. It was thrown out. We know about that lawsuit. It was a recent lawsuit that some note holders had against AMC. Maybe they even sued AMC to put AMC in a position to come to the table. But as of right now, that is done and settled. Now, what deal they worked out was also supported by 90% of the creditors, which is good. You guys can read everything here. I broke it down in the live stream. You guys can read everything here as well. But also, debt into equity, okay? That means putting debt into shares. Selling shares for debt, that means more dilution, ladies and gentlemen. Every single time we have a rally, AMC, ARON literally tweets something about dilution to stop momentum, okay? Every single time, ladies and gentlemen. So I don't know what you guys think, but in my personal opinion, ARON is not our friend, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not saying that AMC can't squeeze. I'm not saying that AMC can't go up, but I'm saying that ARON is an op, in my personal opinion. Again, let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. And also, this is what is happening. There is more dilution on the table. You guys can see it's broken down here very clearly. It says that there is a the mentioning of potentially equitizing up to $337 million suggests that there is an ongoing process or future opportunity to convert even more debt into equity, aka converting debt into ownership, which is shares. Okay, so they're gonna be looking to sell more shares, is what that means. And that means there's gonna be a vote coming up, which I warned you guys about. Now, we do have some fundamental good news going on here for AMC. This was announced on the 25th. I just came back, so I'm catching up with some things. I'm catching up with some news and catching up with some key details. But you guys know I got you covered on everything you need to know as far as the meme stocks and stock market is concerned. Now, we do have some box office numbers doing good for Fantastic Four. It's right behind Superman. Superman did do better, but we have both numbers for you guys, domestic and worldwide. So right now it's 218 million in the first weekend worldwide, which is an absolute banger. And we do have 118 million debut here, and that is domestic here for Fantastic Four. And obviously that doesn't mean everybody who's seen this movie went to an AMC, but the fact that AMC has the most real estate, has the most theaters, and has the best theaters and best seating, most likely a majority of the people that went to see Fantastic Four went to see it at an AMC theater. Now, I should have a video out here soon as well of me going to a local AMC to go see Superman. So Superman is also doing numbers as well. I've been reported on this, giving you guys some numbers, but it has still been doing very, very well at the box office. Superman absolutely doing numbers right now. So again, Box office is booming. This is fundamentally good for AMC. So this is the latest news for AMC, what you need to know as an AMC shareholder. Again, box office is looking good, but we do have that recent news of dilution here from ARON. Now, that doesn't mean it's happening now, but it means that there is either a future opportunity or some type of deal in the works. Doesn't mean dilution's happening right now. That's why we did see a little bit of downside here on Friday. I do think we will be able to recover from this. RSI is oversold, and you guys can see here, RSI is at 25 here on the 2-hour time frame. Not yet oversold on the 4-hour or the daily time frame. You guys can see 4 hours sitting at 32. Anything at 30 is oversold. Anything on the 4-hour to higher oversold is a pretty good opportunity to buy. If you are looking for a personal entry, I'm not buying, selling, or anything. I'm just holding my shares. But I do think we're going to be able to recover from this. Now, the key is, are we going to hold 325? Okay, that's going to be the key for tomorrow. If we reject from 325, we're most likely to come down for this gap fill to get filled, which is at 306 to about 308. Now, if we did come down for the gap fill, I'd accept a sharp recovery up. And so sharp recovery that I do think we are still going to see a green week, even if we do go down to fill the gap. Now, I'm not 100% convinced that we're going to come down and fill the gap. It looks like what AMC is probably going to do here is maybe go a little bit lower. So you might see a little bit more downside before recovery, but it looks like this week is probably going to be our recovery week. And that's why I'm saying a green week here for AMC. Again, RSI oversold in the hourly time frame, 2-hour time frame, only a little bit lower to go to get oversold on the 4-hour time frame. So if we did see a little bit of pullback, I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe even coming as low as like this 307, 308 to go fill this gap fill before getting a pop to the upside. So this is what I'm looking at for AMC. I do think we're going to see recovery this week, and I do think we are going to be able to pull off a green week, being able to close higher than 325. Now we go ahead and go to GameStop and look at what's going on in GameStop. GameStop pulled off a green week last week, slight green week last week, had a lot of downside. AMC, GME, they're on the same algorithm. Some people don't want to believe it, but AMC had the downside. GME got the downside with it as well. Also, shorting heavily on both of the meme stocks. I wouldn't be surprised when we get a new short interest report if short interest does go up. Again, the short interest going up is showing the desperation of the shorts. They keep trying to short these stocks down, keep them down. 16.50% short interest here on AMC, 4.5 million short shares here at time of recording. Ladies and gentlemen, they are loaded up here on the meme stocks. And then 16.69% short interest here for GME. So both of the meme stocks sitting well over 15% short interest. You guys can see 7.1 million short shares here for GME. So we are definitely fighting a battle. They are shorting heavy here on the meme stocks. I'm going to be watching that closely as they do offload these short shares, and that's going to be creating some short pressure and downward pressure for us. Okay, so again, 4.5 million for AMC at time of recording. Cost of borrow only at 0.63%. We want to see that cost of borrow go higher. You guys can see they've been shorting a lot. Cost of borrow might spike or rise because of all of the shorting. If it were a spike or rise, that would be bullish for us. Now, I did look in the GME news. I found a article about some bullish options activity from last week. Last week was crazy. This week, we do have a little bit of bullish options activity, but not as crazy as last week. Cost of borrow sitting at 0.47%. They are shorting, again, heavily. Here, you guys can see those white volume candles. So a lot of shorting here on GME. If we go and look at the options chain here for August 1st, it is stacked heavily to the call side, but not as crazy as it was last week. But it is here, again, still stacked heavily to the call side. Calls outweighing puts with a bullish put to call ratio. Now, what we want to see for GME is obviously getting back above 23.50. I do think we'll be able to see a green week here for GME as well. It pulled off a green week last week. I think it will pull off a green week this week. Again, it's just been shorted down so much that we should be able to see some recovery off of these lows. GME still kind of moving sideways, waiting to get up into that gap fill in the daily time frame. We do have a smaller gap fill here on the smaller time frames as well, sitting at 23.65. and 2366, which is another reason why I believe we'll be able to break back above 2350 and reclaim that key level of support. If we were to officially lose 2350, just like AMC, maybe seeing a little bit more downside before we do see that upside. If we were to not able to reclaim that, we'd probably be seeing 2315 or $23, where I'd expect to find a bottom around those relative levels. But what it looks like here is going to be happening for GME is possibly recovery here as early as Monday. Same thing here for AMC, holding the levels that we're at and reclaiming some of the losses that we've seen here on Friday. It looks like both of the meme stocks are going to be able to do that. So if we did see a bullish Monday, I wouldn't be surprised. I am saying a green week for both of the meme stocks, and this is what I'm looking at for AMC and GME as far as news, technicals, and fundamentals are concerned. Make sure you put the bell notification on and icon on to make sure you know when I go live, as I will be going live tomorrow. Now let's go ahead and move into SPY and the overall stock market. Show you guys what's going on there. This week's going to be absolutely insane, okay? We have so much going on. Right off the bat on Tuesday, Monday is going to be like the calm before the storm, and then Tuesday, okay, we got JOLTS job opening, huge. GDP, absolutely huge. GDP potentially set to come out here in a bullish manner, higher than the previous. The previous was really, really bad. We've been getting bad GDP reports, so we do need to see a good GDP report to kind of support what's going on. I kind of broke things down in the live stream in a lot more detail. Make sure you guys check that out if you guys want. Fed interest rate decision as well. I broke down why I think the interest rates are going to remain the same. Market consensus, this is what the market is expecting, the interest rates to remain the same. If interest rates were to change for whatever reason, that would cause a huge volatility spike in the market, okay? If interest rates were to get raised, that could cause the market to dump, and if interest rates were to get lower, that could cause the market to pump, and it could be insane because the market is actually expecting interest rates to remain the same, and that is also what I'm expecting and predicting in my personal opinion. Should still see volatility, but as long as we get what we're expecting, it shouldn't be as crazy as if we were to get a change. So again, market is expecting interest rates to remain the same. Then we're going to have a Fed press conference, which we normally do after rate decisions. Then we got core PCE kind of showing us where inflation is as well. And then we have personal income month over month and personal spending month over month, which kind of shows us where the consumer's at. And then we have another big hitter here on August 1st. We have unemployment, which is expected to potentially come out hot, which could potentially be bearish. ISM manufacturing PMI and non-farm payrolls, and that is all on August 1st. And on top of all of that, we have tech earnings. So yes, this week is going to be wild, and Trump tariff deadline on August 1st. Now, last time the tariffs went into effect, markets dumped immediately. There is a large reason for me to believe that we are going to be seeing a green week here for SPY, slowly grinding higher as people potentially get exit liquidity, run this thing up, try to get everything in, as much money as possible. Listen, they're literally printing money right now. SPY calls have been printing every single week. It is an opportunity. Until the trend changes, the trend is your friend, not financial advice. Get this bag. Now, again, in the Discord, we've been playing calls. It's been very successful. We've been seeing a lot of upside. I do think we'll still see a green week this week, but I think in the later half of the week, we have a potentiality for some bearishness, maybe as early as Wednesday, but I'm more expecting it later half of the week, like Thursday or Friday. So the very tail end of the week, most likely Thursday or Friday. I think we're going to kind of slowly grind higher and then pull back. There's going to be a ton of volatility this week because of all the data drop, all of the news. I will be live covering live technicals and news as it comes out. So again, make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you guys check out the live streams if you are trading, not financial advice. I do think we're going to push higher than this 637.58, maybe as high as 638 or 640. Those are possible price targets for this week. But again, in the later half of the week, I am expecting some potential bearishness due to the possible unemployment data drop and the Trump tariff deadline. Now, this could be like the last green week if we don't get some type of continuation on that Trump tariff, because last time they went into effect, things started to dump. Again, don't want to get into politics too much, but I believe that all of the rich are going to scratch the rich backs. So when things got too hairy, I think that's why Trump let his foot off the gas with the Trump tariffs. So we'll see if they ever go through or what's going to be really happening with that. But right now, to me, all the Trump tariffs is a way to literally pump or dump the market whenever the news cycle pleases. So until they officially go into effect and I officially see some raw data, I'm not going to be listening to all of the intricate details and stuff like that, but we will see what happens here August 1st. And then remember, we have tech earnings as well. Apple and Amazon is going to be on Thursday, and Microsoft and Meta is going to be on Wednesday. So this week's going to be huge. A lot of opportunity, and again, absolutely wild. This is what you need to know as a trader and investor. I do think SPY is going to be moving to the upside. As far as Monday is concerned, I think we're going to see a little bit of upside here pre-market, probably going back up over this level of 637.50. If we can hold that as support, you're going to see a nice push to the upside towards that 638 or 640 price target that we talked about, and that could happen here as early as Monday. So this is what I'm looking at for SPY. If we do see a pullback in the morning, I think we'll find a bottom and push up. Again, I'm expecting bullishness for the most of this week, and then bearishness possibly in the later half of the week. This is what we're looking at for SPY in the overall market. Let's go ahead and move into BTC and crypto, show you guys what's going on there, and then wrap up this video. So Bitcoin getting a nice recovery to the upside, building a potential larger structure here, this big push to the upside. Bullish consolidation, holding key levels here. Again, if Bitcoin's able to hold $119,500, you're going to see it move towards $120,500. If it's able to hold $120,500, you're going to see it move towards that potential new all-time high. I already told you guys that Bitcoin is going to be going to 115 to 125K. We've already hit the 115 price target. 125K will come soon. We have a fractal here that says Bitcoin's potentially pulling back, but as of right now, we have all of these buy orders, all of these support. So it looks like Bitcoin might even decouple from this fractal, and we might see something special. Now, as far as altcoins are concerned, as long as Bitcoin remains at these levels higher than 115K, I believe we're going to see altcoins start to make moves as well. We are starting to see Bitcoin dominance come down some. It's not coming down crazy yet. It's not going into altcoin season mode yet, but we are seeing it come down some. We are also starting to see altcoin strength improve. We're starting to see, again, Ethereum outperform Bitcoin. Bitcoin only up 1% here. Ethereum up 2.25%. Ethereum making new local highs. This is extremely bullish. Ethereum is about to make a major move to the upside, in my personal opinion. Last time I tweeted about a coin, it absolutely exploded. Just recently tweeted about Ethereum here. We tweeted about XRP. Then XRP ran over 50%. This was a macro accumulation breakout on XRP. We're looking at a macro accumulation breakout here on Ethereum now, as it's breaking out of these levels here, holding these key levels, retesting the sloping support as resistance as support. Broke out of it, came down, retested as support, and is now pushing up. I think Ethereum's easily going to go to 4.2, 4.5K, possibly new all-time high very, very soon. This could drive it into altcoin season, because once Ethereum starts to run, that really helps get the altcoins going. Also, key altcoins like Cardano, ADA, XRP look like they're set up for a possible run. So this is why I think a potential altcoin season is coming. But I think that Bitcoin still has some gains left, in my personal opinion. If Bitcoin does go to a new all-time high, it will go into price discovery mode. It could easily blast it at 125K, if not higher. So things are getting really, really exciting for the crypto market. Again, I'm very, very bullish on crypto. I've explained this over and over and over again. I believe that this is a key opportunity for people to build wealth, for people to gain money, and I believe that we're seeing literal crypto mass adoption happening in real time. We're seeing legislation go through. We're seeing basically President Trump saying he wants the USA to be a crypto superpower. He wants to lead and innovate into this technology, because if we don't do it, other countries will. We want to be the leader in the new technologies like AI and crypto, and that's why we're moving forward with this legislation. And getting this legal clarity is, again, extremely bullish. So crypto dips are for buying, in my personal opinion. And again, if you would have bought XRP dip, you would have been up massively already. XRP is up 9.25% off of the lows, if not more. XRP heading back towards 335. If XRP breaks and holds 335, there's a very, very good chance that it's going to go back for 366. If XRP breaks and holds 366, you could see it blast off towards $384. I believe that price target is coming soon. I do not think XRP is done. I do not think Ethereum is done. I do not think Cardano ADA is done. And I do not think this crypto is done. So very, very bullish. I think we're about to see nasty moves on ADA, Ethereum, XRP, and potentially even here Bitcoin. As long as Bitcoin remains high, you're going to see altcoins blast off. This altcoin season is going to be based off fundamentals. It's not going to be everything with the word crypto takes off. Key altcoins are going to take off that have fundamentals, tokenomics, and real case use. So make sure you pick your choices wisely. Of course, there's going to be outliers and some memes that go crazy, but fundamentals are what you want to pay attention to, especially as the crypto market starts to evolve, which I believe is happening. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your weekly outlook and prediction for stocks and crypto. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. And I appreciate each and every one of you for helping me make it this far, because if it wasn't for you guys watching, I would have never have made it this far. And you guys always give me a ton of support, and for that, I am grateful. And as always, y'all, have fun, stay safe, make money. Peace out, fam.